Hey guys, this is Danny Boys. I'm using my standard party member setup at this point, Liara and Javik. I'll be using the Phalanx pistol, actually, with a melee attachment. I am a stunner mod, or whatever it's called. I am now trying an actual melee build, like really focusing on melee. I am spec'd into fitness. I'm using a pistol with the melee bonus on it. I am using Fortification as my bonus power. And I have points in fitness. So yes, trying the melee thing. The melee thing does not go terribly well, unfortunately. At least not on the Sentinel, and that's for a few reasons, which I think I'll just get into those as they actually come up. And I have to say, the Phalanx is such an incredibly good pistol. I wish I used it more often. I don't for some reason. I don't know why. It's so good. It's so fun to use. Yeah, I even have max fitness, max fortification. Going to just quickly show you what I put points in. Yes, I know it's very, very quick. Just pause in between if you really need to see in detail. But I wind up changing my powers so frequently that I don't want to take a lot of time showing the build every single time. Just quick, and then you can pause to see it if you want. But anyway, so yeah, I'm wearing the ardat-yakshi armor, however you pronounce it. For the most part, I am still using the Armax Arsenal Greaves, because I don't have the ardat-yakshi Greaves yet. You get those near the very end of the game. And of course, this is our introduction to Banshees. This is Lesuss. And the Phalanx just rips this Banshee apart. Does so much damage. It's astonishing how much damage it does, and how quickly. A little disoriented there for some reason. I mean, all of maybe 5 clips, 5-6 clips, and the Banshee's basically down. And I still do not know if Banshees take extra damage when you shoot them in the head. I'm getting to the point where I feel like I shouldn't bother, because often, just because of the way they move, you'll just miss ever so slightly, and just the way that their heads are shaped, they're very long and narrow rather than wide. So they're easy to just miss, not even if it's your fault necessarily, but the natural spread of a lot of the weapons will just miss. So with time, I'm starting to think I should go for body shots more and more. And yes, I had Fortification up. I just purged it to get the bonus to melee damage. And this does not seem very viable. This does not seem very effective or intelligent, just charging into this group of guys. You know, charging him with the heavy melee. I did one-shot him with the heavy melee. Thing about using... Oh, and the reason that I charged in there, I purged my armor, you know, that gave me the bonus, and then I used the heavy melee because in fitness as a Sentinel, whenever you heavy melee, when you have a spec a certain way, you get, I think, something like 30% damage reduction, which is significant, though then again, you can get significantly more than that using an ammo power, or just rather tech armor, plus Reeve. So that alone isn't really reason to bother.
What have the Reapers done?
At least with Fortification, you'd be better off just using Reeve and tech armor and then speccing fitness that way. And I'm quickly going to realize this, and eventually I spec out of Fortification and then try the same thing only with tech armor and I think Reeve, and see how well that goes. I guess they didn't want to stick around. Nobody wants to play with me. And I was sad to see that with all of my crazy melee mods and buffs, I cannot one-shot a barriered cannibal with the heavy melee. That made me sad. The thing is, though, you don't always want to heavy melee in a melee build. You want to actually use your basic melee attack, at least with pistols with the stunner, because for one thing, you can a lot of times do a lot more damage a lot quicker with just the basic melee attack than the heavy melee. And the stunner mod tends to make enemies flinch and stagger and get stunned. I feel like the pistol stunner mods are better than the shotgun blade attachments. At least from the small amount of testing that I have done. I will be trying the whole melee thing again, by the way. On another class, I will be trying it more on the soldier. down the road. It didn't really perform to expectations as a Sentinel. Even with all the buffs and bonuses, it really was just far too dangerous for far too little reward. It's not like a Vanguard, where when you charge into melee, you also do an area of effect attack, you also have time dilation, you also get 100% shields, depending on how you're spec'd after a charge. You can set up biotic detonations that way. They have a lot more options there. With the Sentinel, you're kind of just charging in face first and then punching somebody in the face until they die. I suppose you could also, you know, just start off with a cryoblast and then run in, but I find that really, really boring, and why am I bothering? Why not just then detonate the cryoblast or use warp bombs or something? It seems just kind of boring that way. I guess you could do it, though. If only the damage from tech armor was significantly better. You know, if it did as much damage and it had the knockdown effect, if it just had the crowd control effect that it had in the previous game when you spec'd into assault armor, it would be so much more viable and so much more fun, because you could just... You're a bomb. I mean, which I guess is similar to a Vanguard. You know, you charge in, then use a Nova, you're a living grenade. But as a Sentinel, you know, you just kind of flank, charge in, detonate, and then clean up with melee. And it would still be melee, and it would be different from the Vanguard. It would be an alternative to the Vanguard playstyle, a different sort of melee playstyle. And yeah, I was trying the whole melee thing again. You know, purge Fortification and just charge in and smack him in the face. And yeah, roar. No, died instantly. That was horrifying, actually. And rather than show you guys the entirety of the Banshee fight again, I just skipped near when she was dead. And I'll be doing this far safer this time, very quickly realizing that the whole purge Fortification thing, I feel like it probably works a lot better as a Krogan in the multiplayer than it does in the actual single player, because they have rage and stuff to back it up, and they have a crazy melee attack as well. Doesn't really work. And yeah, as you see, you can do... I feel like you can do damage faster just using the regular melee attack, at least when you're using a pistol, than bothering with heavy melee. I would really just use the heavy melee to finish somebody off real quick for a bit of spike damage, or just for the synergy with fitness to give you the damage reduction as a Sentinel. But otherwise, I would run in and hit them with the regular melee attack, which also staggers them and whatever, and just does a ton of damage. Boom. I think that those weird time slowdown sync sort of things are by design, but I just find them a bit disorienting a lot of the time, because you don't know when they're going to happen, and a lot of times they don't actually kill the enemy. And we are already on the last fight of this mission. This is a really quick mission when you skip all the random plot crap. The 2 Banshee thing with the husks. I had no real problems on this mission. It was just my own shenanigans and charging in and dying and being stupid. It was my undoing. Right now I'm spamming Javix grenades on these guys, and how do I just always let husks base rate me? I don't understand. Just always. The funny thing is I feel like the Phalanx kills Banshees way faster than the Saber, and that's what I used on the final mission. As I said in a previous video, I have already beaten this with the Sentinel. I used the Saber then, not to spoil anything, but I don't think it really matters. Who cares? Phalanx seems to kill him way faster than the Saber does. Way faster, which is weird. Derp-da-derp-da-der. Key to this fight is just killing one at a time for the most part, because if you try to kill both, one will just regenerate shields while you're killing the other. It's also very helpful when one of the Banshees is kind of dumb and attacks party members or gets stuck behind one of the high cover things. And I thought that this huge box and barrier might protect me from warps, but apparently not. Not to worry. And when in doubt, you know, when they're charging at you, just run the hell away. Run the hell away. Eventually they'll stop charging, or they'll attack party members or something. Never panic. Use Metajo liberally, early and often, especially against Banshees because of the way warp works, and it has the dot effect, the damage over time effect. We are pretty much done here. I will be finishing her off in just a second once I pick up ammo. Thanks guys for watching. As always, stay tuned for more. A lot of episodes to come. And please like and sub. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Sub if you'd like to see more of my work. And leave feedback. I'll get back to you. And have a good one.